Towne.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dr. Gamble, the Towne Motel's in-house mathematician, and today we're going to be doing a course prep for Calculus 3 for all the students who are going to do it. So first off, let's get our chalkboard ready. So let's actually title this page. Let's say Advanced Calculus 3. There's a little abbreviation and kind of section that off. And you should really take notes on this because let's turn that down. It's a big piece of chalk. So let's do chapter 1.1. All right, so this is proofs. So let's get that up there. All right. So here are the basics. We have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Well, we could have guessed that, but let's try something else. How about a squared plus b squared equals c squared plus negative c squared. Now, if you don't understand that, you should go talk to your teacher. So that's a proof, but watch this, okay? So you have the square root of a squared. Let's just say that's what that is, which equals a, right? But we have the square root of a squared. And well, what does that get? Well, that's a too, but this one's going to really fuck you up. The a square root of a squared, and then like a third one in there. Okay, well, that's negative a squared, if you couldn't guess that. But a times 2 squared divided by b plus c squared. Okay, you guessed it. That's going to be the square root of a squared times the square root of negative c. And again, if you don't understand that, you should probably just go talk to your teacher. So let's move on. All right, so let's talk about 1.2. And this time, it gets kind of hard. So let's talk about some practical applications for this. First off is you have theta, okay? Well, theta minus that is a 90-degree flip switch, which is an avant-garde practice in math now. So problem number 2 is going to be that b is actually greater than upside down a, which is one of the Greek numerals. And that's kind of like Pac-Man almost, this thing, if you want to look at it like that to help you remember. And now 3 is going to be this thing alone, which is just kind of fucked up. So hope you took notes on that. Now we're going to have x divided by x. Well, that equals 1, okay? That's pretty basic math, but unless you have it kind of drawn like a little bit backwards like that. So you have x, you got to divide that with a backslash this time. And so that's going to then, well, if you're not stupid, then maybe you could have guessed that. And I'm going to give you a couple seconds. What's this called again? That's right. That's another flip switch. So, okay, let's move on to 1.3. Getting real tired. So, now we have, you got a minus b. Sure, why not? And that's, but if you add c to that, then that makes it kind of convoluted. So that's going to, I'll put it like this, all right? So there's that thing, which is c squared minus b squared. Oh, wait, I fucked it up. It's actually A plus B minus, I don't know what I wrote there. I'll figure it out later. That, a couple more parentheses, throw them on there, and that's good. All right, let's do some practice problems. What the hell did I do here? All right, look, this is called photoshopping. Bet you thought I was going to keep it like that. Nope. You're a mess. You don't know anything. That's why you're watching this video. Okay, so number 1. This is going to be A plus B. Here, I'll write more clearly so you can see it. Is that thing, which is not an E. That is an F though. And then I guess I can just say and. I don't have to write that out. A, whatever that is, B, is actually that thing except sharper, F. And then you have to write the word closure next to this or under it, or else you're not going to get full points. And so if we look at this, then you think, okay, so a lot of math has to do with derivatives, right? Excuse me. A lot of math has to do with derivatives, but, well, what is that? That's a computer key. Okay, well, if that's a computer key, then so is this, and so is this. So we have E and F here. So that's 2 out of the 26 letters that we have. All right, let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is 0, 1, or maybe that's an O. I'm not sure. A, comma, B, and you can really put this anywhere you want. It doesn't matter if it's uppercase. And then we have this thing again, which is not an E, and then a P. But then we have this over here, which is going to be, you know what? That's going to equal A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Sorry, I'm writing in cursive. And that equals EP squared, because A, B, C, E, F, and P are all letters. So you can kind of interchange them to make it easier for you. All right, let's move on to 1.4. So if you have A times that equals that, well, I mean, if you draw a circle around that, then it kind of looks like a face. So then you can negative. So I can prove that I know this, but maybe not right now. So let's take a break from math for a minute. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's a riddle. Answer is in the next chapter. Just kidding. I'll answer it now. All right. So for you aspiring mathematicians, let's talk about some various degrees or some various job careers which you might get from learning this. I mean, I'm going to pick out a smart font. That looks... All right. Okay, it's taking a long time. Sorry. All right, that'll work, right? Okay, let's make that the right color so that you guys don't get confused. So number 1 is doctors. Let's justify that to the left, okay? Doctors. Well, why doctors? Well, you have to keep track of how I spelled how wrong. How many patients you... Dang it, I'll try that again. 1, doctors. Well, you have to, and I'll upload the slides after class so you can see. You have to, what do you have to do? You have to keep track of many patients and the diseases that they might have. All right, so that's one career. You could also be a nutritionist. Come on, nutritionist, which calories are numbers, so that kind of ties into that. And then the third career option you have is a math soldier or math fighter for those of you in the UK. If you join the army and your math grades are high enough, you can get this. All right. Let's move on to the next one. You could write about math for your other math friends, and, well, you could sell it. I know that you guys are pretty smart if you're taking Calculus 3. So that probably means that you've got some common sense and a good head on your shoulders. And what does that mean? Well, that means business. That means a salesman. So you could do that. And here's a tip. If the granola has a certain particle in it could help brain function. Here's a riddle to close out our lesson for today. There are 3 green eggs in hams, but the doctor says, don't you want to know that I think that? All right. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you need any more tips, I'll be happy to respond in the comments. See you next time.